Well, Genesis, I think what I always, since I was a little kid, I knew how to draw. I started drawing at a very, very early age 5, 6 or something, and I continued doing this, and then later on, in about the 1960s or so, I was doing started doing some work, and then the Vietnam War came along, and I joined the Navy, and then I just completely stopped doing everything. And I didn't pick it up again until the mid-'80s or so. That's when I started seriously painting, and that's what I've been doing ever since, you know. Yes, I call myself a San Antoniano. I was born in Brownsville, but I came here at the age of 2 or 1.5, about 2 years old. So this is, yes, I consider myself a San Antoniano and a Tejano, 100%. Yes, I think so, because I've exhibited here several times, and they've been kind enough to invite me to all the functions, and I enjoy coming over here. It's really a lot of good people and a lot of fun. Dia de los Muertos, I like it a lot. El Día de la Virgen de Guadalupe are probably my 2 favorite ones. And participated in both of those, and others along the line, you know. But I went to school here in San Antonio, and I went to Central Catholic, and then I went to St. Mary's University, and that's my education, shall we say, my formal education. Yes, I would think so. I would think it would be more than probably, God, I don't know. There's several of them. One of them is of course well-known ones. You know, is Picasso and Frida. But more than anything, I think is a friend of mine that I met over there in Spain is really a neat person. And his name was Juan Lara, and he's a Spaniard. He did a lot of artwork, you know, in Spain, and I think he also did a lot of work in Mexico. I think more than anything, I just like to paint things that people like. I like to paint beauty more than anything. This is why I like to paint things that are pretty. and appealing to people. Sometimes, yes, I go into making statements and all this bit, which I do paint that way too sometimes. Probably from my family. Everybody in my parents, they all knew how to. They weren't artists, but they could draw and all this bit. Music, they loved music. Since I was a little kid, you know, I mean, my father and mother were very, very into the musical arts, and then when I went to Spain, when I went to Spain, I started getting really interested in some of the Spanish artists and things like that, you know. I would say, Genesis, that I inspire them. I tell them, look, if you can do it, if you've got the talent, use it. Don't let it go to waste. If you've got the talent, use it. Now, if you want to go into if you're a business major, you want to do something else, fine. But if you're an artist, if you have an artist within you, follow that. Follow that, and it's an honorable profession, you know. Very good. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, Genesis, the cactuses are very interesting subjects. They're not very pretty. A lot of people like them just as they are. And I used to, when I first started, I wanted to paint them exactly like I saw them. And then later on, I started seeing, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I started painting them as I think they should be. You know, and the way I think people would like to see them, you know, instead of if you want to get something perfect, take a picture of it, you know. It's that simple. And what I start doing, I start painting it, and then it starts developing, and I say, wow, it never looks like what I started doing. By the time I finish it, it looks completely different from what I started out with. And that's the way I paint. Another thing too, Genesis, is I don't stick to one subject. Whatever I feel like painting, that's what I paint. You know, it can be a landscape, it can be a seascape, it can be people, animals. I paint a lot of bulls. I lived in Spain for many years, and I like the toros, you know, and everything. So I do paint a lot of toro bravo, you know. You know, I once had I had a friend of mine, and may he rest in peace. I think a lot of people know him. Gilbert Duran told me one time, I was having a painter's block, and we were talking about that. And all artists have that. Whether you're a writer, a painter, whatever, you know, you get these blocks, and you just can't go on any further. And he told me, he says, look, he said, when you get that point, Richard, get over and just start painting something that you started painting with a long time ago, when you first started painting, something you're really comfortable with. And you got it down pat, man. I mean, it comes easy to you. And start doing that, whatever it is. And after you've done that, for a little while, it'll all come back to you. And it'll open up beautifully for you, and you'll start painting again.